Well, hey, I've got a little bit of time between projects. I thought I'd crack on, and being I've got it out, finally get around to doing my review of my Festool Rotex. Now, I've had it 6 months now, and I haven't done a review up until now because, I'm not getting paid by Festool. I don't work for them. I've got no affiliation with them whatsoever, so I can say exactly what I like and ha. But I don't think I can have it for just a couple of days and see how I want to use it and get on with it and see all the rest of it. So I'm not a big tool nerd. I know I've said that before, and genuinely I'm not. But I do like quality and do like to put a lot of research into where I put my money. So I looked on the internet and asked a lot of people their thoughts, as well as reading obviously the marketing stuff from various companies because I wanted a replacement for my existing sanding stuff. Putting this video in the mix for all you guys and anyone out there watching will hopefully help you and assist you the same as it got me. So it's kind of me trying to put back. It was a lot of money. Everyone knows that their tools are expensive and all the rest of it. So I'm not going to harp on about the price. I want to harp on about where that money goes, if that makes sense. There's three models of this available. There's a 150 6-inch, 125, which this is, which is 5-inch, and there's a 90, which is about 3.5 inches, something like that. There is a slight difference with the smaller one, as I understand it, that it's got a delta attachment to it. I basically got this to replace an existing random orbit and the belt sander I got, and kind of the palm sander as well. I wanted a bit of a, and I know they're three different tools, three different jobs and all the rest of it, but this kind of sat in the middle. So from my point of view, paying all that money, I effectively got a new belt sander, a new random orbit sander, and a new palm sander. As far as taking them to jobs, I've still got the belt sander, I've still got the palm sander. You probably see me using other videos. So why does this replace them? Well, first and foremost, obviously it's a random orbit, so it rotates and it rotates again. So the whole pad rotates in, I think it's like that, and then the pad spins. There's also like a course function. You switch this to this, you can actually lock this so it doesn't rotate, and if you hear it, there's a geared motor inside, so rather than the whole pad doing that, it's now just spinning, which is kind of the coarse aggressive sanding, which is what I would use the belt sander for primarily. It's got a variable speed, which I've never had on a palm or a random orbit sander, only on the belt sander, and it's got great dust collection. I'm not going to harp on about the extractor I've got fitted onto it. If you want, in fact, click on me right now if you want to go and watch the video of the Festool MIDI. A few other things that come with it. Obviously it comes in a case like all the Festool tools, and what you get in the box is the sander, the lead, which is detachable. Festool are going like the whole system range, so if you've got other powered tools, you can change the tool from the leads and then put your circular saw or your jigsaw or whatever the other tool is, and it will universally fit the extractor and the mains lead. So that's good. You get a protector bit which fits over the end. It doesn't seem a lot, but it's great in situations where you don't want the edge of the pad to mark against the wood, so it'll go right up against the shoulder of something to sand, but it won't damage that edge. So it's great on windowsills and things like that where you're going into corner. Obviously it doesn't go right into the corner, you get a radius, but it doesn't damage the adjacent surfaces, which is great. The downside, which I thought was quite tight actually, is you get one sanding disc. Sanding discs aren't cheap, but they do last ages. I bought like a pack of one grit and then a pack of another grit and a pack of another grit. I can't remember exactly, but like 80, 100, 120, 180, 240. I've got like 4 or 5 packs of different sanding discs, which will do everything. Now with the belt sander and the random orbit sander I had, and the palm sander. That's 3 different side types of abrasive in however many types of grit, from however many suppliers, and now I've just got the one, which so makes it more economical in that sense, and also easier to get the supplies as well, the consumables. So I don't have to drive from one supplier to another supplier to another supplier, or order from 3 different people. I just go to one place, order what I want, and that's it already. So that's good. I like that. I also got a extra sanding thing, so I can basically push this button in here, and it will lock on the spindle, and I can undo the pads and change them out. So I've got hard, and I think it's medium. Yeah, so I've got like a squishy pad for doing slightly more contoured work, and then I've got a hard pad for doing flat work. And that just screws on there, and then tighten that up. And there's space in these cases for like a few accessories as well, which is handy. Dust extraction is really, really good, and I am pleased with that. Now, if I'm going to work in somebody's house and I've got to sand down like kitchen worktops, as I did in my other half's place, and I've done in projects in customers' houses, if I can go there and sand with little or no dust, then that's a bonus for me. It comes across as more professional. It saves me a lot of time cleaning up. It saves me a lot of time and money in having to put plastic sheeting down or tape up doors or whatever, or work outside, which if you're chucking it down with rain isn't always an option. So it saves time and money and health, obviously, by having good dust extraction. So that's a plus for me. And I haven't actually come across another sanding system or tool that gives such good dust collection. I'll show you in a second. I have got a downdraft table in here, and obviously I've got a big extractor, and I've got the shop vac. And before I would always, in fact that's why I built primarily the downdraft table, was for sanding, and for big sanding jobs I will do that still. But if I've just got small parts or projects that are on the go that need a bit of sanding, and I've got stuff on there, I can just put the mat on here, sand away, and it's not a huge problem. And I have even actually sanded whilst finish was going off. So now the other thing that I really liked about it, and was kind of the tipping point, if you will, was what the company calls their all-inclusive cover all-inclusive, or whatever it is. And effectively it is 3 years cover for all worn parts, including transport to and from me. So you pay that money for the tool, and basically if the parts wear out, I can organise it so they send someone to pick the tool up, they take it off, they fix it free of charge, and they bring it back to me. So there's minimal disruption. There was a 15-day money-back guarantee, so I could pay my money, try it out for 2 weeks, and if I didn't like it, no problem, take it back to the shop, get my money back, which you don't get very often. The other part of it is you get a minimum of 10-year guarantee on replacement parts. So if something wears out and the part's not available and they no longer make it, they then will replace it with a brand new machine. You can't say fairer than that. But the absolute best thing for me, that really was the icing on the cake, or the candle on the icing on the cake, was a insurance thing. So if this gets pinched or stolen from site, workshop, car, van, whatever, rather than having to pay for a whole new tool out of the insurance that's already I have, because obviously the insurance policy will allow like a maximum payout limit, which doesn't go far on expensive tools. There's a £100 excess to replace the tool. So if it gets nicked, report it to the old bill, get my crime number, send that to Festool, give them 100 quid, get the new tool, and I can either pay that out of my own pocket or I can take that out of the insurance policy. So I'll show you, first of all, I've got this piece of pine, and I'm not even going to wear a dust mask. So I will wear some eye protection, but I'm not going to wear a dust mask because I'm not doing loads and loads of sanding, and there won't be loads of dust in the air. I've got the extractor cranked up to full, and as you can see on here, it's quite, well, it's just been roughly chopped with a hard point saw. It's quite rough around the edges. I've got 80 grit paper. It's not even a brand new piece of paper, it's an old bit of paper. I'm going to put it on the geared sanding, and I'm just going to leave it on the corner, and I'll show you how quick it will take the material off. So that'll take off there pretty darn quick. Okay, so that's a bit of soft pine. This is an offcut from an oak worktop. 80 grit again. It's not even brand new. And you can hopefully see there where it's taken off the corner. So okay, it is aggressive, you know, it's just as aggressive as a belt sander. So the last thing I want to show you very quickly is this is a piece of ash, English ash, that's come out of the bandsaw, and hopefully you can see how rough that is. You can still see the teeth marks where it's come out of the been resawn with the bandsaw. I'm going to try and get this down to a nice smooth finish. Again on the course. Well, that's already really smooth just from that. I'm not going to teach you how to sand because I'm still working out myself, and there's really good videos by both woodworkers and Festool as well that tells you the best type of abrasive, because they do loads of different types of abrasives for different situations, from really coarse stuff and specific finishes all the way down to polishing, which is the other thing. I can polish with this as well. And I'm now going to switch to the random orbit mode. So this will now rotate as well as doing the randomy thing as well. Going to go to 100. And then 120. One thing I did read in or see on one of the Festool videos or something is you can skip grits after, I think it's 120. Okay, so I'm going to skip 150 and I'm going to go straight to 180 for this, and as you can see, it's not a brand new discarder. The thing I like about this size is when I looked at the 150 and the 90, this is quite a bit lighter and easier to handle, and I'm more comfortable using this one-handed, as you've seen, but also if you're doing it above or on a vertical surface for any length of time, it's just less weight, it's less fatiguing than the bigger. Plus the sanding discs are cheaper. It does come up beautifully on there, but let's put a little bit of finish on it. There you go, you can see where the original saw marks are. See how it's taken into the finish, and then you can see just along here where it's sanded, and then all this is sanded after. And that doesn't look it, but this is smooth as you like. For me, one thing I've noticed about Festool tools is it seems to be a bit Marmite. You know, people love it or people hate it. Personally, I think a lot of people that hate it are probably put off by the price, and I have to say, for the first however many years it's been, I kind of was as well. But when I looked into replacing a belt sander, a random orbit sander and a palm sander. You know, you might spend £150 on a belt sander, same on a random orbit, and then upwards of £100 on top of the range palm sander. You add all those together and you're straight away into that kind of price bracket. And no, it doesn't replace a belt sander, and it probably doesn't replace a palm sander, but for the work I'm doing most of the time, it does, and I can now just carry the one tool and not three. Plus, as I've already said, one load of consumables. If I had to criticise the availability of the grits, it'd be nice to see them bring out a pack of 50, 80 to 240 and pack of something else. I have been using my old 5-inch discs for my Bosch sander that I had, and the holes don't line up, but it still is an abrasive. So if I'm in a situation where I'm outside and dust doesn't really matter, then I just don't hook up the shock pack and I can just go through and use all those. It's an expensive tool, but it's value. You know, it's for me, it's 3 tools in one load of consumables, one box of tools, not 3 of everything. Easy to get the supplies, and you've got the after sales, the guarantee, the insurance, the parts, and all the rest of it as a package. Certainly brings that in as a big pack. So, I hope that was food for thought, or useful, or value to you if you're thinking about that particular tool. If you've already got them, then feel free to leave a comment, because I'd be interested if there's anything you think I've missed out that you want to chip in with, that someone else can get value, then make a comment on that. If you haven't got them, or you dislike Festool, then feel free to chip in on that as well, because I'd be interested to hear other people's points of view that maybe haven't used them, or got them, or have had them and didn't like them. I'd definitely be interested in comments like that. So like and subscribe, comment if you've got something to add that's of use, and we'll see you again on another video.